Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Good
something.
Good something.
Whenever you're watching this. Hey, we are going to be changing the name of 2 Minute Tuesday to Topic Tuesday. We just cannot keep it under 2 minutes.
We can't.
It's hard.
Yep.
Yeah, well, there's so much to talk about and so much to educate our, the public and the community. So we're changing it to Topic Tuesday, so look for that.
Yes.
So, all right, what's today, Dylan?
Today is going to be talking about buyer's closing cost.
All right.
Specifically buyer's closing cost. So a lot of people have a misconception when it comes to closing cost. Will you tell us a little bit more about what we're talking about?
Yeah, so with the closing cost, I have a lot of questions about, I have a buyer who they are pre-approved for a certain amount and then they're not figuring in, okay, this is what I need to bring to closing. You have, maybe you are FHA and you need to bring 3.5% to the closing table, but there's also the title expenses, and so that all factors into the closing cost. And so just learning and talking to your agent about what that entails, and then we can get with the title company and the lender to see exactly what your closing costs can be. But Dylan here, tell us a little bit about how to negotiate those closing costs, like with the seller.
Yeah, so just to go off a little bit what you were talking about, closing cost is a good negotiation skill. It's good for buyers to necessarily not bring that much cash to the closing table.
Right.
So when you're talking about the 3.5% FHA, that's to get the loan. So that would be not necessarily considered closing costs, but it's something that the buyer already has to pay out of pocket. So if we know they have to pay 3.5% of the purchase of whatever the house they're going to, I'm going to try my hardest to make sure that's the only thing coming out of their pocket.
Yes.
So
exactly.
I'm going to try to get at least 3% in closing costs.
Okay.
I'm going to try to at least get their closing costs covered. And the way we do that is, say if the house is worth $250,000, depending on whether it's been on the market for a week, 2 weeks, depending on how long it's been active, I'll suggest offering closer to full price and asking for all closing costs, depending on the activity of the house. But let's say, for instance, I have a house under contract now that the only way we got it was offering full price, but getting 6% of closing costs, which is about $15,000 in closing costs.
Right.
But that was able for my buyer to pay all of his closing costs and pay a 2-1 buy down. So not only did he get all his closing costs paid for, but he had a 2-1 buy down on his interest rate.
Right. And then also going to your lender, because I ran into the problem of trying to use the app and figuring out, what the closing cost estimate would be. But then there were points on top of that the lender was charging that I didn't know about. So it's very important that, we're not lenders. We are only agents.
Yep.
You will have to make sure that your lender and the title company, that what those fees are, so you can ask for that as a negotiation with the seller.
Definitely. Before I make any type of offer, I'm sure you do the same thing, but before I make any type of offer, I call a title company and I get an estimated closing cost. I call and talk to the lender and get estimated on what their lender costs are going to be. And I try to add everything up to get more or less a ballpark. Because like you said, we're not lenders. We're not inspectors, we're not appraisers, but we are agents that try to ballpark what you guys are going to go through so that when you go through it, we already got you covered.
Right. We are here for you. We're agents for Crye-Leike Realtors. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, reach out to us. Give us a phone call. I'm Prisavia Croft.
I'm Dylan Morales.
And thanks for joining us.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. Bye.